best time to catch shrimp. Around whenever the full moon or the new moon, usually that's the best time though.
Donald Dada is a shrimp farmer, a trade he learned from his father and grandfather. In the bayous of southern Louisiana, fishing isn't just a profession, it's a way of life.
Same thing on the other side, just open them up and get ready to shrimp.
In the Gulf of Mexico, shrimp fishing has no seasons. There are brown shrimp in summer and white shrimp in winter. So quantity is not a problem. Donald Dada's business is suffering from foreign competition.
Price of shrimp is real low. That don't help. A lot of people are getting out of the business because of the shrimp price. They're getting too much imports from overseas or whatever, and killing our prices over here. It's a lot less than our shrimp. We can't make the money at the price that they sell in them imports. You got to catch a lot more shrimp, and so not good.
It's impossible for wild shrimp to compete with those farmed. Of the millions of tons consumed each year in the US, over 90% comes from abroad.
You got a little bit. By the time we get to the end, we might have, hopefully we got I think so.
In Louisiana, a law requires restaurant owners to locally source their produce, but it's seldom respected and rarely enforced. At Frankie and Johnny's, however, serving local is essential.
Hi. Can I have your name?
Joy, J-O-Y.
Shouldn't be too long, Joy. If you want to wait up by the bar, I'll come call you.
This restaurant, opened in 1942, is a New Orleans institution. It made its name as the canteen for the dockers and merchants who made a living from trading on the Mississippi.
We only buy local shrimp, domestic shrimp that are caught in the Gulf of Mexico. And it's funny with the imports, it's such a political issue, but it's really about safety and quality more than everything else first, because we want to make sure that we're serving our customers just absolutely the best. And of course, that's from the biggest fish pond in the world, which is right here in the Gulf of Mexico.
The restaurant buys 180 kilograms of prawns a week to serve its specialities.
This is probably our best-selling item, fried shrimp po' boy. It's a great sandwich. Cheers.
Often treated with chemicals, farmed prawns from abroad are not subject to the same health standards as those caught in American waters. But the restaurant's owner says you can't cut corners on quality.
Shrimp are so deeply embedded in the culture here that it's inseparable. The more the world shrinks, the more sense it makes to eat what is close to you, instead of trying to reach over here and do this, and it doesn't make sense to do that. We need to think more in terms of how, our ancestors did.
It's a mantra that few restaurants respect, especially the tourist traps and chain restaurants. In an attempt to survive and raise public awareness of their situation, the fishermen have formed an association, and this year organized the first ever Save Our Shrimp Festival.
What we do is we access your food source. We strengthen our country's food security as a nation.
Fishermen's turnover is 70% lower than it was a decade ago, while the price of fuel and equipment has risen.
It don't get no better than this, dog. Still jumping. This is $4 a pound retail. I used to get this at the dock. Big difference. At the dock, they're going to give me 95 cents. The domestic shrimp industry has been abandoned for the last 30 years. And it's strictly bipartisan, because it didn't matter who was the president, Republican or Democrat, we got screwed.
There were around 30,000 shrimpers in the 1980s, but today there are only 3,800, and their average age is 55. After a lifetime on the waters of the Gulf, Donald won't be changing his profession, but he's worried about the next generation. He believes that only total protectionism can save the industry.
Yeah, I'm 68 years old, so I'm gonna just keep on, I ain't gonna keep on nothing else. They need to stop that. But I guess it's too far along now, and they probably won't stop it, so. And just putting a tax on it's not gonna help. It's not, they need to stop it.
Donald Trump has promised to support local production and is waging a global tariff war to do it. For many fishermen, it's a sign of hope, but the effects of these measures are yet to be felt.